I think we have really gone for a long break, and right now I think we are trying to work out to get the right tools to really do powerful interviews that can really make an impact in your life. And today we are discussing one powerful topic that I have started the series, and this is the third series. And today I've got a man that is passionate about the topic. He is a very young man who is very ambitious and ready to make a difference in our youth and our young people. This person is one person that you love or you hate, because he will say it as it is without mincing words, and he will go in for the right thing. And as I said, this is Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. It's been a long time since I did interviews like this. I think for about 2 years now, I've moved from being a host to be more of a guest. And today we are starting back the series of Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. And if you are watching me and this is your first time of really coming to know about what Step Out with Oscar Bimpong is all about, Step Out with Oscar Bimpong is basically a TV program, and it used to be on radio before as well. And the idea is to inspire hope and to bring a difference to our community. We have got different segments of Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. The main Step Out with Oscar Bimpong is to interview experts, people that are making a difference in our society, people that are really working so hard to really change the paradigm shift in Africa especially. And we also have what we call Step Out Youth Impact Zone, where we interview young people who are also making a difference. The idea is that those young people, they can share their story to inspire another young person. And also we have got the Step Out Authors Corner. If you have written a book, you can contact us to be on a show on the Step Out Authors Corner, where we are going to talk about your book. Because a lot of people have written books, but they don't even have a place to share their story. And that is what Step Out is all about. And you have to be really watching out for us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. GMT +1. If it is Ghana, that will be 7 p.m. And also the same time on Saturdays. So it's on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. Let me go straight to business. And I have got my man already seated. And the question is, what topic are we going to discuss? We are going to talk about a topic that is dear to my heart and that is making a difference in our world today. And who is in the hot seat? This man is an engineer, he is an entrepreneur, and is an author. He is in the person of Kwabena and Marie. Please welcome to Step Out with Oscar Bimpong, and you are live on T2I TV. Can you get me? I think there is a bit of technical hitch on his side. Yes, please, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, good. So I just introduced you, and I'm saying welcome to the show. How has your day been like?
Yes. It's okay. It's good.
How has your day been like, sir?
We have had a good day. It's good. We went to work. So it's a good day.
Very well. So our topic for discussion today is the typical Ghanaian mindset. And before we go on to that, I want you to briefly tell people who Kwabena and Marie is. If somebody is watching us for the first time or seeing you, in brief, who is Kwabena and
Marie? Kwabena is I'm a Ghanaian, I'm African, I'm a Christian, a trainer as engineer, I am an entrepreneur, and I love sharing my thoughts, and I love to see people do well. So I'm a business person.
The man says he likes sharing his thought and really wants to inspire people for them to achieve their goals in life. Now let's go straight to business. We are talking about typical mindset. Now tell me briefly what mindset is.
Mindset is the framework all of us have, and from which we see the world. So basically, how your mind is set determines how you interpret issues, how you behave. Whatever that you do is entirely coming from the way your mind is set. Until that set at a particular point is stretched, you are virtually going to behave, and your actions can be predicted if you know your mindset. So, and it's informed by our upbringing, whatever trainers, and some natural component. We grew up in the religion, the school, the level of education, professionalism. A lot of it come to play. So,
can you speak a bit louder for us, please? Because I think I'm struggling to hear you a bit here. So if you can speak a bit louder, that would be very great.
Okay.
All right. So you made one powerful statement over there, and you said your mindset can make you predictable. And that is a very powerful statement. How can your mindset make you predictable?
Predict your behavior. So that's why you can say that the Ghanaian mindset. So and you said a typical Ghanaian. So how does a typical Ghanaian easily say you can meet him anywhere. This one is coming from Ghana, or this one is coming from Nigeria, because of how they've been brought up and because of how they look at life and their response to issues and to situations.
All right. So typically, like the way we think, the way we behave, can even identify from the country that we come from or the place that we come from. And I think I think that is really true, isn't it? Even if I think it can even be narrowed down to where you live, because if somebody can meet you, he can easily identify that you are an Ashanti, you are a Northerner, and it's all because of our mindset, the way we behave, the way we talk, the way we approach issues. And I think these are very critical to our success in life as well. And I think mindset is everything, but I think we normally neglect the mind, isn't it? Why is that the case?
Yes. If you look, for instance, as a Ghanaian, you see, you develop your mind by asking questions. And if you look at the culture, if the chief is talking, you can ask him why. If the priest is talking, you can ask him why. If the police officer is talking, you can ask him why. So technically, you've been told not to ask questions. Wait for your turn, and when you are in power, you just call the shot. So that is why we are, so we've not given a lot of attention to the mind. Because if we really accept that until the mind is developed, and the mind is developed by pushing people to be inquisitive and to be critical and to be asking questions, then you can see that maybe we place some kind of importance on that, but largely not heightened that much. It's more of put it somewhere, follow the instructions, do as I say, and that's it.
That's an interesting point. A very interesting point you are making. Because when we were growing up, even when you try to say something, they will tell you to shut up, and they will tell you, "What do you know?"
Yes.
And these things
Yes.
really didn't give us the courage to ask the right questions. And I think asking the questions and getting answers can also develop our mind and also skill our life into a particular mindset. And I think that's a very good point. But I also think your genetic
Yes.
does your genetic makeup also helps you to contribute to your mindset?
No, it's natural. They can ignite it faster than the others. But nonsense. But if somebody may not have it, but they can still be trained. So nature is fair. If you don't have it in a certain limit, you have it in another limit. So there are some things that naturally you have a better flow with it. But it still has to come to consciousness. It still has to come to constructiveness for it.
I think we are really struggling with you with I don't know whether it's the internet. We are struggling with your internet in terms of the flow of your conversation.
It delays a bit, but I think the audio comes. If maybe I can also put off the audio, the video, and we see if we can use the audio, only the audio. But
No,
I can hear you.
let's go on. Let's go on because people are live already. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So so
Okay. So I'm listening.
yeah. So that your genetic makeup makes up can also contribute to your mindset, isn't it?
Maybe I'm not sure of that. What I'm sure of is that a lot of it is really conditioning. A lot of it is really never anything that much.
So meaning that
it is developed.
So meaning that your environment plays a more important role, basically.
Yes, largely. Yes. But you see my accent, or my referrals. When you talk, because you have lived in Ghana, there are a lot of things that you talk, I can understand. If you were never brought up here and you were brought up in another for us to flow. Why? Because of the environment that we probably didn't share much in common. A lot of it is conditioning. And that's why you can improve it. Because if it's largely genetic, then there's not much we can do. But if it's something that we've been trained with, something that we've been brought up with, then there is a fair chance that we can do something about it. Because then it's not stagnant. And with better exposure, better knowledge.
But why is it that we tend to people in a particular community really tend to think the same way? Because you see, when you go to the Ashanti region, their way of thinking is different from the people in the Greater Accra region. When you go to the Volta region, their way of thinking is different from the people probably in the Northern region. Now, this is on regional basis, right?
Yes.
We can also project this into on a country level. So Ghanaians think differently from Nigerians, and Nigerians think differently from people from Burkina Faso. But also, this can also be projected on a continent level. meaning that people of Africa think similar than people, for example, in Europe. How does this occur?
Yeah. It's still the culture, the belief system, the religion, the superstition, the kind of education that they are giving, you know. So it comes from all. It's more of the environment, the family setting, the cultural setting. But if you look at Africa, we have a lot of things in common. We look the same. We seem to have similar belief system, similar superstition, similar, you know, education, similar family settings, you know, cultural settings. So that's why on the continental level, we look like that. So if you go to Asante, it's the same. You know, there are a lot of things that they have with, and those things shape the way they look at life.
That sounds very interesting then, because you see, but why is it that we find it so difficult to learn the good things about others, probably on a different level? Let me give you a typical example. Now, when you go to Africa, almost all gutters are uncovered, meaning that we build gutters, but we make sure they are uncovered. Now, when we go to Europe, all gutters are covered. Now, why is it that we cannot learn from others, which is, but we continue to stay the level that we are?
Okay. I'm not sure if it's everywhere in Africa. I know of Ghana. And I don't know a lot of places about that. I think my friend from Kenya was shocked.
If you go to Nigeria, gutters are uncovered. If you go to Ivory Coast, gutters are uncovered. If you go to Burkina Faso,
Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay. If it's South Africa,
okay. So that's the West Africa. But maybe if you go to East Africa. Okay, I don't know. So maybe let's assume it's general, which I doubt. But I don't know why they don't cover them. You know, so maybe they think it's the budget. Maybe they think it's useless. Maybe they think, you know, maybe you know. So it's the people, because the covering gutter on the highway, very few citizens can have control over that. You know, so the city officials who are building this, which most of them probably are very much highly educated, and they probably have schooled all over the world. But when they get there, maybe they think this one makes sense. So it's more part of our upbringing, our training, and what we think we deserve, and what we think our people deserve, and it's all coming from our outlook. You know.
Has democracy really influenced our mindset positively or negatively?
Now, we are solving problems. The whole world says that we are late. Depend on the models and the parameters that you're using. And if you're weak, then they force you to be democratic. If you look at democracy as it is practiced in Ghana, it's largely it is practiced in, let's say, England, you know, so or France, because ours, the president can only go maximum 8 years, they say. But there are some places that they go and come. I've seen Netanyahu probably half of my life being the president, you know, but they say that they are democratic. So it's democracy. I think it's not good for countries that don't have more, you know, and what they call democracy, as they call it. I think that if I look at, for instance, as our chieftaincy, I think it's also democratic in a way. A lot of the times it's democratic. So, but they will not accept that. So, democracy as it is, I don't know if it's helped, but it's affected the way we look at issues, largely. Because now everybody talks, which is good, but they talk and they don't do anything. But then you can't sit on people. Even if what they're saying is foolish, you still have to allow them to say what they have to say. And that one sometimes is just match or mark tie. They stand where they are and they are making a lot of noise. What they call democracy is just organized elections. But the essence of it is to develop the people. So if you have a broke country, why are you organizing elections every 4 years with a lot of money? And yet you do a country problem. I would say that once you don't have money, why do you do it every 4 years? Why not every 20 years? Because the essence of this is to make sure that people have better lives. So I don't know.
Interesting. Let's go to religion. And I want to really base it on where I come from in terms of religion, and that is Christianity. And that is where you stand also as well, if I'm not mistaken. But what is the typical mindset of a Christian in Ghana?
Okay. Even though when anybody says anything that is a typical Ghanaian, especially when it comes to religion is very volatile in our country, and the way it's being practiced, there are a lot of questions that have to be answered, but they still want to touch as children, and they say that nobody has the right to ask them, which is not true. So as it being practiced, and for me, it's not just today. When they were taking the slaves, they came with the Bible. At the other time, I went to Cape Coast, and they had some Portuguese church there, and they had slaves, and they said that the white guys were at the top praising God. I don't know which kind of God they were praising, where if they could keep another human being in that kind of status. So if it's religion, then I think it's just power play. So somebody has to use God to keep you in check and to control you, and to tell you that if you don't do what I say God told me to do, God told me to tell you to do, then you're going to hell. To affect the way people think about prosperity, the way people think about health, about their career, is everywhere. So people who cannot read, who cannot write in the name of God, and he's teaching them about life, and that amazes me a lot. And then you see a lot of people who call short, just because they have a lot of following. Nobody questions the quality of what they are teaching. And if it's Christianity, then Christ is the one who set the tone. And are they teaching what Christ said they should teach? And I think if you were teaching what Christ said we should teach, Africa should be. It's practiced as in the Bible, as it is. We should not have problem with corruption. We should not have problem with being so much selfish that we don't see the pain of the other person. The white people use for their benefit. I think our own people are using religion to say that nobody should question it.
That sounds interesting, because it means that there is question mark in terms of what people are being taught, isn't it?
Exactly. Why do you tell me that I should once I bring you money, then God will make me rich? If you know how God will make me rich, why do you have to take my money? Then go to God and tell me that I'm going to prosper. When I don't I'm struggling, why do you tell me that is demon? Meanwhile, the models, the tenets, the various parameters that are required for any business to be successful, I probably don't even know them. But when I meet a problem, then I have to come for oil, or I have to come for prayers, or I have to come for speaker. And for me, those are not the one that Christ. But there are superstars. There are a lot of powerful people who have become powerful because of media and because of money. but the truth of what they're teaching is in question. Because religion, basically, is value for human lives. So if you're so religious, proof of it is your love for the people. And you can see they keep them in poverty, continue to collect from them to feed the empire, and they still tell them that God will bless them. And for me, we have misunderstood that. Just as they kept the slaves in America, took the part that was in the Bible to say that the slave could fight. They had slave Bible and they have the other Bible for the master. And they tell you that don't fight them, forgive anybody who hurt you. That's conditioning. And that's a serious damage to mindset. So if you brought up that way, you've been wounded, you've been destroyed, and you may not even know it. And so you can see that a lot of our people are burdened. You see, the mindset is either liberate you, it's either liberate you or burdens you. Mm-hmm. And whenever you see a lot of people frustrated and confused and fearful of life, it means that the mindset is wrong. And anybody who you talk to, who's been taught rightly, will have liberty, because Christ said that I've come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. In Christ, there's liberty, there is freedom. So you don't tell me that I should come and buy Nkuto from you. Why are you taking money from me to give me something? The only way we come as Gentiles to Christ is by faith. There is nothing physical to represent what, but our people have been wounded and have been taught wrongly, and now is epidemic.
You make a very powerful statement that I like so much, and that is your mindset either burdens you or it liberates you. And that is a very powerful statement. And that means a lot of people are using that.
Yes, because of how they've been taught. Because now, for instance, for you to live a successful life, for you to live life freely, you must understand who you are, what God told you to come here. Why did He bring you here? You must find that one out. And God gave us will. That is ultimate. You have will. That's why God will judge you differently from me, because then you account for the talent, the time He gave you, and I will account for mine. Now, if somebody wants to sit on me, then why is God going to judge me? Because then I was never in charge of my life, So you have to find, why were you born? What is it that you have to use that to lift His kingdom and to lift His people? But most people have been taught that they are worth nothing. They are worth nothing, and wherever they live, there is no blessing there. There's no blessing there. There's poverty all over. I can tell you that if your mindset is clear, no matter where you live, you'll be successful.
Yes.
You'll be successful, no matter the problems, no matter the difficulties, no matter the challenges. The difference is the content that you have developed. So when everybody else is looking at what does not work, you will look at what works, because that's what you have equipped yourself with. And human beings are powerful, but they are keeping us in prison by the teachings that they're giving us. So that's not religion, actually.
Yeah, but you made a statement, and I think I really want to ask you this. Some of us, we are a victim of this. I can tell you, majority of people that left Ghana to abroad, like myself, was that Ghana was difficult. Everybody can make their own reasons, but I can tell you 99% will be lies. Most of us are economic migrants.
Yeah.
That is, we left the shores of Ghana just because we wanted a better life. Now, that also means that
yes, sir,
we are running away from a problem.
Yes.
And
if
we were running away from the problem, then how can we come back to criticize the problem? Meaning that has our obsession of living abroad, has it really touched our mindset such that it has really caused even almost everyone that they want to leave the shores of our country?
Okay, so you see, Africa is the most blessed continent of the world. Everything God gave us. 1611 that these guys started to take all these slaves from here. They decided to make sure that this continent was portrayed as cool and not blessed. Now that tape ran on them, and that tape unfortunately has run on all Africans up to date. So the Africans on the continent don't like the continent, and Africans anywhere don't like. It's all because of the training, of the perception that has been put out there. So when you were here, I remember when you were in school, we went to the US together. You remember?
Yes.
And when you went there, you went somewhere, I went somewhere.
Yes.
Before you went to America was so much something. It was like heaven to me, you know. And growing up, that's what we had, my uncles and aunties. And when they came with some perfume, you know, the scent alone from their bags will make you want to go to America.
Yes.
You know, so it's the infatuation.
Yes.
So economic, yes, because they told us that place was more prosperous, was better. You know, so we had no choice but to go. We had no choice but to go, but it also depended on the information that they had made available to all of us. You know, so you are there, you still look at Africa from a certain point of view, which is still a backward continent. It's still, the people don't know what they are doing. They don't know. They are not the standard. They are substandard, and every narrative that is negative is on Africa. You know, and we all have bought it. And for you to re-engineer the mind of an African to believe that no, it is not true. There was a time I shared a post of some nice place in Ghana, and a man, my friend, told me that, I mean, why are you sharing this, but you're not sharing the other one? I said, but what is wrong if I share this? I said, but that is not Africa. Africa is largely poor. I said, maybe you are right. But I've also seen some places that people live they sleep in the snow. They don't have anything, but they don't share those ones. You know, I've seen where young people go to university, but a lot of Africans go to school. They have ambition. They want to make something out of life. And I've seen somewhere that people, they don't believe in the future at all. They're just giving up, and they are drinking and dancing, and they don't look like me. But they don't share those things. So it's a program, and it's very difficult for us to put it through. Why? Because my name Kwabena and Marie. If I happen to go to church and to get baptized, they would. If I'm Catholic, they will give me Dom. So Kwabena is not Christian. You know, so if I happen to go to school and I'm speaking Chi there, they will say, don't speak Chi, speak English, don't speak vernacular in my own country.
Yes.
And therefore, if I don't speak right English, it means that I'm not intelligent.
You can even be punished.
So the conditioning has been. Yes, they were punished. And you look at, let's say, Ghana, over 70, 80, 90% of us speak the P. I'm always amazed why we have not added P to the English. At least make it 3 or 4. Make it just 4, even if it's just for fun. But you see the way we struggle to even make it. We say our official dress is suit. So they say that if Friday you can wear African wear, but from Monday to Thursday, wear suit and tie. Okay, so the economy is it. If I want you to have taste for what I produce, then I will be rich and you'll be poor forever. You know, and then I will create more jobs and you have unemployment issues. So it's the mind, it's a war zone. Those who want to dominate you would want to program your mind so that your money will come to them. You know, it's a power play. And we are yet to probably see and make the right changes. So it's a complex issue. But I think we are creating awareness now. I think people are waking up. You know, and I think majorly 2020 is a shift.
Wow. Because you see, the statement that you made is really interesting. That we wear suit from Monday to Thursday, and we wear our own only on Friday.
Yes.
And if the person that is supplying the person that is supplying you the suit is coming from another country,
yes.
Who is feeding who?
Yes. Yes, the guy. So they have made us to be consumers and they are producers. Actually, look at our school students. Why can't we let them wear what is coming from GTP? At least here is owned by a foreign company, but at least they have employed some Ghanaians there. I'm sure some Ghanaians have some positions there. Why can't all the school children wear something that we are sewing from this? After all, it's a hot weather and we need cotton. Why can't we just let some of these guys who are making shoes in Kumasi make the shoes for these children? Why? Do you know how many jobs we will create? But somebody does not want that. Somebody wants your money and wants your everything. So it tells you that whatever you have is useless. Look at weave-on, for instance. Look at bleaching, the bleach things that are. Why should you look at our movies? All the nice girls are fair. Look at them. And I'm like, how many girls are fair in our country? And they said that why they put nice girls in the movie, they buy. I said, that's a lie. That is not true. You are continuing to portray the same thing that they told us. So our image is in question. Our identity is in question. If anything looks like me, then it means that it's backward, it's uncooked. Why would look at the weave-on industry? How much money is taken from
It's a $1 billion industry.
How much money? Why can't we? Yes, why can't we develop a lot of our own chemicals to make sure that the women can use it for their hair? Their hair, beautiful. Their hair, beautiful. Look at the iconic African American musicians. They always wear weave-on. What's the point? Beautiful African woman always wearing weave-on. When you say they say it's fashion, it's not fashion. It's economic power. It's economic struggle that we are trying to grapple with, and so far they have taken advantage of us. So if you produce something in Ghana and you produce something from abroad and you brought it here, we seem to think that the one from abroad is standardized. It means international standard. You don't have a shoe. Don't give me a money shoe. I just want something on my foot, so just something cover. So if I'm building hospitals for my people, why do I need international standards? They've never had a hospital. So just make sure that you give them something, and once they are growing, we can improve. No, not us. We spend so much money on some things that we don't even utilize them entirely. And it's all coming from the mindset.
Let me give you a typical example. I read a story of a guy. I think he was into one kind of business, and he was living in the States, and his business was online. And even Ghanaians and Africans that were buying his stuff from online from the States, it was amazing. Now this guy decided that his business has grown to a certain level, so he was coming to Ghana to operate the business from Ghana. And immediately he landed in Ghana and he started operating the business from Ghana. People stopped buying.
Because now he's from Ghana. Wow. Yeah. Now he's from Ghana. No, yes, nobody wants to buy. But
yeah, go
on. Anyway, but that's part of the program. So for instance, you see how we show Chelsea and those premiership, and how we have conditioned our young men to get obsessed and addicted to English football. And when you ask of the other ones, you say that, you see the mindset. You don't know that it's money that we are moving from our pocket. And we are the ones who even need money more. So everybody's looking for your mind, and when you get it, that's it. That's why the Chinese man is telling you that come, they manufacture, you just come and buy and go and sell. And when you think of manufacturing, it tells you that no, it's not important, just come and buy. Because he thinks that we are consumers. We only consume, we don't produce anything. And we want to flash all the things that we want to flash. So why somebody takes hold of your mind, that's it. He has
you. I think it's a very sad situation, my brother, if you ask me. And I think it is time we need to do some serious damage control and really change the mindset of the youth. You know, this premiership issue that you were talking about, because of that, I don't even watch football or anything like in Ghana. You see, sometimes they even start the premiership news before they come to Ghana news. The premiership news is first before they come to Ghana.
Before they come to Ghana.
And you just wonder.
Yes.
And you see, I try to bring this kind of discussion to people, and the similar answer they always give is like what you are giving, that ours is not exciting, it doesn't look good. And I always tell them that go back and look at the premiership in the 80s and in the early 90s.
That's right.
There was nothing good to write about the premiership. From their field to everything, it didn't look appealing. But you see, the difference between them and us is that they invested in this, and now we are yearning for it, but we have neglected ours, waiting for somebody to come and invest in ours. How does it work? It doesn't work that way.
Exactly, because it doesn't work that way, because the people who lead them, a lot of Africans are still British. Okay, a lot of us are still British. Our way of looking at we still British. So anything that looks like that is the standard. And so when he becomes the top official, he's still developing the British, not his own. Not his own. So the game, they have had it for when you are starting a 100-meter race, and somebody is at the 90th meter, and you are starting from 0. Let's face it, we are ending at 100. That person has taken the lead. We need a lot of work, and it's on our mind. We need a lot of work. We have to question, and we have to even break them. We have to break them. You know, and it's not only with us who live here. It's all over. You go to the Africans who are living anywhere. It is there. You know, we went to look for money, but over 50 years now, we are still not among the richest. You know, we're still not the richest. We don't control the billions. We don't control the millions. We're still very much enthused with the certificate, wanting to become a pharmacist, engineer, a doctor, you know, and get a job, and tell us that we are very. Like, sometimes I'm amazed. They said, "Oh, a Ghanaian student has had admission to about 30 Ivy League universities." So should that make a news? We have had a lot of them go there. What have they come to do? You know, Kenya is looking for IMF or UN or something, then we are dancing. I can't. No. Because Africa's problem will not be solved by those things.
Yes.
So, our problems will not be you know, our problems will not be solved by those things. Hey, he's the CEO of something, and then he's a big news. Like, wow. So it's trouble. Trouble. You sit on gold, diamond, timber, cocoa, and you want to run from here and go to America and say you want to look for money. And then the Chinese man is coming here doing the galamsey. Every week he goes to the bank with millions. He's not afraid of the police. He's not afraid of anybody. Can you go to China and take money like that and go to the bank?
No.
But they are here. They go to the bank with the money. Very confident. The mindset. And the policeman will even stop him, never ask anything. The bank official will never even ask anything. The immigration will not even ask anything. So it's a mind problem. It's a mind problem. When you are even going.
Sometimes I don't want to say that we have lost the battle.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm tempted to say that we have lost the battle.
Wow. No, we have not lost the battle. Okay, for instance, Ghana, they say, is about the first to have had independence. We just about 60-something. And that 60-something, half of it were people, military people who just run everything. A lot of our leaders were never trained to be leaders. It's one thing to be president and one thing to be a leader who is moving something, who's trying to develop a country. I don't think we have had a lot of leaders who understood and were skilled and were passionate and willing to sacrifice their lives to make sure that we develop. We can count more than 20 years. That's why I say that we cannot say that just about 20 years or so we have lost the battle. We have not lost it. Some people have done it for over 300 years, 200 years, and they are not even perfect. So we still have a lot of hope, especially once the people get to be aware, because it's information we need. It's information we need. Once we get to know the tape that has been run on us, we will get some few people who wake up. Some people have tried and they killed them, but we still have to. So we have not lost the battle at all.
And you see that's the sad aspect of the whole issue is that those that are keeping the minds of the people in prison so that they can always take advantage of them. Now, those people have got so much power and so much resources such that anybody that wants to really cause the people to think differently, you are a target to them, isn't it?
Yes, that's what they say. I see the internet is a leveler. What is it? What's the English word? It gives us leverage.
Yes.
20 years ago, we could only do this through GBC. It was not even on demand. Now, with just a few 10 or 20 cities of data, we are doing this across the ocean. So, this one technology is a tool that we can use to bring knowledge to our people, information to our people. And all that people, the only difference between us and the one who is dominating us is our ignorance. The moment we get the light, nobody can keep us down. And knowledge is that light, and how intense that knowledge is how intense that light is. And all that we need is people just we just waking them up from the slumber. So the people who are controlling so-called power, they have but time to come to a time that they will be questioned. The youth will stand up and ask them questions. And they are not doing it. You see your child now asking you a question that you could not ask your father. Why? Because he has more knowledge now. And he demands that you treat him with respect. You can talk to him anyhow and say that I'm the father. He won't take it, Maybe 20 years or maybe my grandfather's time I could be having 3 wives also, But now you can't have that. Because why? They are very enlightened now. So you can't say that I want to take another one. Say then you go. I'll find another man. So it's all the enlightenment, the empowerment. And I think it's good.
Wow. I want you to tell me this. Are the people ready to learn?
Absolutely. We are ready to learn. Absolutely. See, everybody wants to be somebody. Everybody wants to be somebody. But the war we have is the music, the entertainment, the politics, the religion have been raised so much that the tooling of the people to take their destinies into their own hands, that tooling has been relegated to the background. So you may think that the people only want fun and they just want to be, they just want to sing music. It's not like that. It's because that's what has been pushed on them. But in them, they still want to have a meaningful life. Everyone. They still want to be poor. Nobody wants to be poor. Nobody wants to be a beggar all their lives. They want to find out, what can I do for my life? And that one, when they flash it, you may think they don't watch. They do. You may think they don't listen. Sometimes just one word they need.
Just one word, yes.
Get back. Sometimes just the other day we did a program on peace everywhere, and the kind of calls that are coming. But maybe no, this is not football. We're asking questions. Somebody will call from England. Somebody will call from America. Some of them 60 years. asking, I have this, what do I do? I want my child to go and do this. Send me a copy of it. Because everybody is looking for himself anyway. Once you tell them that this is how you can find yourself, you'll find it themselves. And everybody wants to be happy and fulfilled. And that is an innate need for all of us. You know, I want to find myself. I want to have a meaningful life. I want to be in charge of my destiny. And if anybody can help me to find that, I will be helped. And that, I can tell you, the youth is ready for that. We just have to find a way to communicate that to them at their level. And that is our duty.
So what do you think? I just wanted to wrap up because it's almost an hour now. And what do you think what do you think holds for the future of the young people of Ghana?
Say it again.
I say, what do you think the future holds for the young people of Ghana?
The future is very bright for the young people. The future is very bright. Just find what you want to do and go for the knowledge that will help you to do what you do. Don't wait for the government. Don't wait for your parents. And don't even wait for God. Find what you want to do. You are waiting for what he gave you: gold, oil, diamond. Why are you waiting for him? Don't let the government do what they want to do. Let those who can hold the government responsible do. But when you have time, use it well. Use time to develop yourself, to develop your.
Yes, very interesting. So I had with me here my man Kwabena and Marie, who is an engineer, who is an entrepreneur and an author, and he's been yes, Dovey said the sound keeps going off. Yes, yeah, we've realized that, and I think we're going to work on it on our next interview. And it's been a powerful discussion on the mindset of the typical Ghanaian, and what we were discussing has really made us to understand that he says there is hope for Ghana, there is hope for the young people of Africa, and there is hope for all of us. All that we need to do is to believe, get a vision, work hard at it, and seek the knowledge that can make that vision a success and a reality. And I want you to understand that, look, there is nothing impossible. Everything you want to achieve is possible. It depends on how you are going to work hard at it and seek the right knowledge. So Step Out with Oscar Bimpong is going to come to you every Wednesday and every Saturday. And Step Out with Oscar Bimpong is about really causing people to believe in their dreams, creating the platform for us to go, knowledge seeking, and also creating the right path for you to drive your vision on. So we will always be bringing experts. We will always be bringing people in the know-how, people who understand their trade, people who are bringing a difference to our community, and they are going to come on board to really help us to succeed. The fact is, a lot of people have given up in life, and I really understand, because we are living in difficult times, and COVID-19 even makes it worse. But the point is that there are two options for you in life. One option is to give up, and the other option is to continue to pursue. The choice is yours. If you don't pursue and you stay on that side of giving up, it means that you are going to stress till you die. Although in your stress, you are going to find comfort and stay there. But on the other side, which people don't want to venture, that is, it doesn't matter how difficult it is. I am going to take that bold step, one step at a time, and build that vision. Get the right people around me who are going to encourage me, who are going to force me to really take bold steps, who are going to cause me to believe. In the midst of impossibility, they will tell me that go ahead because it's possible for me to succeed. That is where I'm going to stand. The choice is always yours. Nobody can make decisions for you. But the point is that my hope in life is that it doesn't matter what happens. What matters is that I'm able to get there. And to get there depends on the steps that I take today. What steps are you taking today to make your vision a success? What steps are you taking today to make your vision a success? Step Out with Oscar Bimpong has come back, but with a big bang. We are going to continue with interviews every Wednesday and every Saturday. The time is 8 p.m. GMT +1, meaning that if you are in Ghana, it's going to be 7 p.m. And don't miss this. Go there and like T2I TV. Share the link with other people and cause them to really be on our page every Wednesdays and every Saturday. We are going to bring people with knowledge to share with you. People with understanding. People that understands their trade. People that have passed through the mill and they know what they are talking about and what they are doing. For them to share knowledge with you. Because you see, knowledge is power. You are where you are in life, not because of anything. It's just because of the knowledge you don't have. We are in the knowledge dispensation, and people buy knowledge. Knowledge is what people are buying now. This internet, the app that I'm using, is someone sharing his knowledge with me. And that is what I'm buying. Whatever you want to achieve is about knowledge. Do you understand? Do you understand? Or do you have the right knowledge? That is why we are coming to leverage the time on, and leverage the people on, and leverage resources for you to achieve your goal. So I've got Mr. KOD, as I call him, and please, what is your last word for the people?
Oscar, thank you for what you do for our country and what you do for God and what you do for humanity. Your passion to bring enlightenment is what we need. Because once you can bring enlightenment to people, the rest will find out themselves. So thank you very much for this. And I would say to our youth that take your life take charge of your life, take charge of your finances. Wherever you are, you have what it takes to create the life that you want. Don't look so much at the negatives. There are so many positives here in our country, and you don't have to be desperate to move out just because you think you are trying to find a better life. After 40 years, that may not be so much true. You know, so for you to live a successful, fulfilled, happy life, it takes more than just economic power. It takes other things, and even that, the money is here because that's where you can solve a lot of problems. You just have to have the right skill set and the right mindset to get ourselves from wherever we are to where we want to go. So be hopeful, be positive, and believe in yourself, believe in God as well, and believe in others. You can't achieve alone. You need people to work with. So, brother, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thanks for your time as well. I'm going to sign off with what he said. He said you need to have the right skills, the right mindset, and you are going to make it. Why? Because this is where the problems are. The problems are in Africa. And the problems that you solve is what people buy. People don't buy problems. They buy solutions. And the solutions you bring about, that is what people buy. So if you live in Africa, if you live in Ghana, that is where the problems are. We have got problems in the energy sector. We have got problems in organizations. There are no jobs. You can start something and start solving a problem in one way or the other. And if you want to run to abroad, a lot of their problems are solved. So you are more likely not to find the right bearing. But if you are in Africa, the problems is more than uncountable. Try to find a problem and find solutions to it. Seek the right knowledge. Surround yourself with the right people. Start with what you have in your hands. The problem we have is that a lot of people start with what they don't have. And what you don't have, you don't have control over it. If that person says he's going to give you money to start their business, you don't have control over that person if he doesn't give you the money. So if a lady came to me and he said, God has blessed me, I can sing, but I need ABC to start. I'm like, you don't need money to sing. Because nobody controls your voice. And I say, do you buy internet on your phone? He says, yes. I say, go to Facebook, get a page on Facebook, an official page, and start singing there every week. You don't know who might be listening to you one day and say, that lady has got a good voice. Can somebody get me her a number? And your life changes. The problem we have is that we don't go ahead to solve the problem. We stay waiting for the opportunity for somebody to solve the problem for us. And when that person starts charging us and we don't have no option than to buy, we start crying. I've met a lot of people that says, this was my idea. What happened to it? Has somebody stolen it? No, nobody has stolen it. You waited, and somebody took advantage of it. We have got a long way to go. But I always say that this kind of programs is where we can start from. It is never too late for us to have people. If I tell you the kind of jewelry branches that even Mr. Kwabena and Marie has in Accra, this man is a very humble guy, but people don't know him. That the kind of businesses this guy holds in Accra, it will marvel you. Most of the times he doesn't want to talk about the things that he has done. But this is a young man that if you go and look at his portfolio of businesses, and these are not businesses that are dormant, these are businesses that are running and contributing to the economy, creating jobs for others. And these are the people that we should have inspiration in, that if this young man can do it, then I can also do it. But most of the times we are skewed on the wrong path of even the data that we buy, we use it for wrong reason. If they say this person has done this, let somebody switch on the internet. Within 5 minutes, that person has hit 1K views. Why? Because we love gossiping and things that don't add value to our lives. The things that add value to our lives, no, we don't want to know. How can we grow as a nation? Until the mindset of the people changes, nothing changes. And I want to tell you this. Your destiny, your success, or your failure lies in your own hands. It's not within a third party's hands. And it's about what you do today and not tomorrow. And for you to experience something different tomorrow, it's about what you do today. The question is, what are you doing today? See you next Saturday. Coming Saturday, we'll be coming another with Step Out with Oscar Bimpong. So please don't change the dial. Just go and like our page. And this is going to also uploaded on YouTube. You can go T2I TV, like our page on YouTube, on Facebook, because we are coming with more discussions that will impact your life positively. Stay blessed and see you on Saturday, 8 p.m. GMT +1. That is 7 p.m. in Ghana. Thank you, Mr. Kwabena and and God bless you. Bye-bye.
God bless you. Bye-bye.